Hi, everybody. My name's Kay. You're watching Amidst the Gray, and today I will recap No by November by telling you a bit about my month and how it went. Let's do it. I am still not feeling the best. I'm home. I was intending to only be home this morning and go in for a training later, but I don't even know if I'm going to make that. So we'll see. But I'm not like full on sick. It's my body will do this thing where it won't like fully manifest, but it will be just enough to make me stop and not do anything for a little while. It's kind of like a warning system. It's done this ever since I can remember, and I'll never fully get sick, but I just feel generally unwell for maybe a day or two, and then everything's fine. So we'll see what this does. But my voice has been going in and out, as you could probably tell, and I've had some difficulty swallowing yesterday, which apparently is part of a virus, not that virus, another virus that's been making its rounds. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, what I want to do in this video is, since it is the last day of November, it is the 30th, I just wanted to kind of go back and review my No by November intentions. That was my first video, and it's weird that I'm already kind of summing it up. I can't believe it's already been a month. That's craziness. What is time? Don't even know. But and just kind of also a general um kind of sense of how I felt over the month, just in general, and also by not spending. Overall, November was an absolutely amazing month. It really was. And I mean, my birthday was at the beginning of the month. I turned 41. So that happened, which, my birthday for me anymore is just really another day, but, it's still kind of cool. Um, I started this channel. I've done things that I never thought I would do, just kind of in general. But yeah, November's been a big month of growth for me, and it's it's probably been, in all actuality, the highlight of my year. And with regards to not spending in certain categories or low spending in certain categories, it brought a sense of peace that I hadn't felt in quite a while. Peace and depth, just of in my practice and just in my life and in my outlook and just in general. Some might say that feeling is not directly related to the spending, but I really feel that, or in this case, not spending, but I really feel that it is. Um, just because I spent so much less time focusing on all of the things on my wish list and things that I didn't have but perceived that I wanted, and more time with things I already have. And this became very apparent to me when I did my big deck inventory, and I filmed it and I posted a video, 2.5 hours worth of me getting rambly about my divination decks. But when I went through that process, it really hit home as far as what I have and new options and ways to work with what I have. And I'm very excited about that entire process, just because, these are things that are already here in my life. They're at my disposal. They're just, a room away. I can go get them. And I don't have to worry about bringing more things in, constantly bringing in, bringing in, bringing in, bringing in. It's like you're filling a never ending hole that's just going to keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And no matter what you do or how hard you try, you're never going to fill that hole. That hole is always going to just be there. and it's never going to get filled. So instead of focusing on filling the hole, I focused on unearthing that which I already have. And it's been an amazing process. With regards to spending or not spending, rather, at the beginning of the month, I chose some categories where I was not going to buy anything, or at least my intention was to not buy anything. And I also had a couple of low buy categories. I had two low buy categories where I decided I would buy, but I was going to cap it at a certain amount for each category. And then I had two monitoring categories, which are categories that I had to spend in out of necessity, but ones that I wanted to really keep a close eye on. And those categories were, for my no buy, anything related to my hobbies slash esoteric interests slash practice, anything related to that. That was category number one. And that included notebooks and pens and journaling supplies, because I count journaling as a part of my practice, and I lumped that in there. That also included pens and pencils, ink, candles, incense, herbs, spices, bottles, jars, books, decks, all that stuff. I also, that was category number one, kind of all lumped together. Category number two was home decor, no buy for home decor. Category three was personal care, and I had an iffy item in that one. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And category four was clothes and shoes. So my intention was for category one, anything related to my practice. Category two, home decor. Category three, personal care. Category four, clothes and shoes. My intention was to not buy anything in any of those categories. So how did I do? In my practice category, my interest category, I did spend. But it wasn't something, it's not a tangible, it wasn't a tangible purchase. I spent $10.29 on some video editing software for this little endeavor. And I was okay with that, just because this has become something that I didn't think would become what it is as quickly as it has been. So I didn't really plan on getting anything in that department until later, but I went ahead and did it, and it's been great, and I'm perfectly happy with what I did. So in the category of my hobbies, interests, practice, I spent $10.29, and I'm totally good. I'm totally cool with that. I bought nothing else. Nothing else. Category number two, home decor. I bought nothing. Spent $0. Category number three, personal care. Spent $0. Bought nothing. Category number four, clothes and shoes. I spent nothing. Spent $0. I'm really, really pleased with how I did in those categories. And so those four no buy categories, all I spent was $10.29, and it was $10.29 very well spent. So my no buy categories were extremely successful. For my low buy categories, my two low buy categories were category one, coffees out, category two, eating out. So for category one, coffees out, I allowed myself 2 coffees out for the entire month. And for eating out, I allowed $40 capped at the month for my son and I to either go have a really, really nice lunch or like kind of a nice light dinner out. Because November's Thanksgiving month and there was food everywhere. We didn't need to go out and eat, really more than once. So how did that go? Coffees out. I bought one. I allowed myself to, and I bought one. And it was toward the beginning of the month when I did my only shopping, like big shopping run of the month. I allowed myself one because that's something I typically do when I do kind of like the bigger shopping run. It wasn't even a coffee. It was an eggnog hot chocolate, and it was delicious. But I just did the one, and yeah, it was totally fine. I make coffee at home all the time, and I just kept that up, and I really didn't feel a need or a desire to use my other one, so I didn't. So one coffee out, or in this case, eggnog hot chocolate. It's really good. And for category number 2, eating out, how did I do? We spent just over $20 out of the 40. And it we didn't even go out, my son and I, the two of us. He actually just ended up getting himself lunch on Wednesdays. A couple of times Wednesday, he has a shorter lunch period. So he, instead of coming home for lunch, he just went and grabbed lunch in town. And he did that twice. And he spent just under $20 total. I did not eat out at all, which is crazy for me because that's something I do and that's something I really enjoy doing, but yeah, I didn't do it. And it was okay. It was really okay. So those are my low spend categories. My monitoring categories, I had two. Category number 1 was groceries. Category number 2 is gas. Categories you have to spend in, but I wanted to monitor these closely. So how did that go? Groceries, I still spent a lot. But I've gotten to the point where I feel that's just an inevitability. I have a 17-year-old kid who has the metabolism of a hummingbird and burns through everything he eats as soon as he eats it. And so a child needs food. And I'm just okay with having groceries be a little bit more of an expense than maybe it perceived that it should be. Um, that's just going to be one of those things that I'm accepting of and okay with. So groceries overall, in the grand scheme of things, even though I spent quite a bit, I think particularly because of the lack of spending in other categories, I think it was actually really good. Gas. I did one major shopping trip in one of the next towns over. I did that toward the beginning of the month. I put almost $40 of gas, worth of gas, into my tank. And I haven't filled up since. And I still have about under half a tank. So I put just under $40 for the month in my gas tank. And I still have gas from that tank because I haven't been anywhere. I did what I said as far as shopping more closely to home and even having some stuff order online and having some stuff delivered. And I just haven't been anywhere. And the weather's been cold and I don't have an aversion to like going to the beach or on trails in the cold. It's something I do all the time, but I just haven't this month. December I might do that a little more, but in November I really didn't. So that's that. Overall, I'm extremely pleased with how this went. And not just the money aspect, but it was a bit of a mental reset and emotional reset. And the realization that you can buy something, but it might not, be what you expect. And it's not necessarily going to make you feel better. You might have that perception at the time, but in the end, it might just be a thing that sits there and takes up space. Not just you pay the money, and then who was it? Oh, Jessica and the Moon. I watched a video she did about just kind of consuming in general, and she mentioned, and I think this is a very valid point, that you spend twice when you bring something into your home. You spend the initial cost for the item, and then you spend the mental and emotional energy that it takes to keep that item. And some items are more taxing than others in that department. And I really thought about that and I decided I don't want to expend any more of mental and emotional energy on things just in my house. I'm at that point in my life where that's not how I want to spend my time or energy. I don't want to do it on that. I have other things that I want to put my time and attention and awareness on, not things. And this has set me up, I really feel, for a pattern, a new and healthy pattern of looking at what I bring into my life and where I'm putting my money, where that money is going. I'm going to keep doing the no buy, low buy kind of pattern, but depending on needs and just what comes up, the categories will change, the allowances will change, exceptions will change. I'm gonna do another video. I don't know if I'm gonna film it today. I haven't decided. For December, just because December will look a little different, but I'm still going to keep the mindset of I have enough in this area right now. I don't need more. And if I can keep that kind of perpetually going as far as my outlook, I'm going to end up healthier and happier overall. I really feel based on this month alone. If subsequent months can even remotely match this one, I'm really optimistic about things. Even with the cost of living and inflation and everything is just so expensive because it is. But I'm feeling better about things overall in that department as far as just kind of costs in general, but how I react to stress and emotional up and downs, and I moved my body a lot more this month just to kind of get out that maybe that energy that I would have used to maybe look at something that I might have wanted to buy or put on a wish list. I got up and I moved my body. If I felt that, and if I felt like I needed to put my energy there, I got up and moved. I just got up and moved. And that has been a thing as well. Just getting up and getting moving and putting my energy into making myself healthier and just because moving is a great meditation as well. You can like just if you're just out walking or even if you're just doing housework around the house, you can quickly get into kind of a meditative state by doing that. And just moving your body as a whole more is just good. It's a good thing. So that's another thing that and based on the amount that I moved, I hadn't really realized how much time and attention I was putting on wanting things. Just like looking at my Fitbit data and my steps and just kind of where I ended up, just by moving my body. And I realized I spend a lot of time thinking about things, buying things, consuming things, owning things, possessing things. I spend entirely too much energy there. And I really want to move away from that. So that's kind of going to be my focus, I think. And I will do a video for December like I did for November, just kind of what my categories are, what my parameters are within those categories, and any other thoughts I might have about that. So I think that's it for this one. Is this the shortest video I've ever made? No, I don't even think short videos and I think are just not going to be a thing, and that's okay. It just is, and it's acceptance. Acceptance is good, and I'm accepting that I'm a rambly person, and sometimes I just don't want to edit things out because I think they need to be included. Anyway, I might take a nap, and I still need to decide if I'm going to go in for my training. I really don't want to, and I think I'm going to stay home and just my cat is purring so loudly. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's loud. Oh my. Okay. I might go now. Until next time, take care and be well.